I am so happy with how this looks for the Rangers. We have a pitcher, Jack Leiter, and he is a dude.
And while I do think his hitting is worse than Derek Jeter, it's not that far off.
You're not mentioning 2006. You can mention the other people, not 2006.
Oh, just because I bought the best soap doesn't mean your room's going to be clean. It just leaves it to where I don't believe that the Canadians had a shot.
I really don't like the Clippers just kind of sending it in when they're like...
Hi, this is Kelly Forbes with the Dallas Stars, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NHL Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin, and I am joined by the man that does not have a fin out of the water or in the water, Austin.
Yeah, Kevin, I want to congratulate you. You were correct. The Sharks did get their first win against the Flyers like you projected.
Oh, wow. I'm honored. I can't believe it happened. I want to blame it on the broadcaster jinx. We talked about it, and then the losing streak ended. So that's insane. Let me see. What was the score?
2-1.
Oh, wow.
I believe it was their first game all season. They've scored multiple goals. So,
oh my gosh, that's insane. And you had sent me the thing before where they had given up 10 goals back to back, because we had talked about the first 10 goals and then
and then they gave up another one.
That's insane.
Let me just fact check that really quickly. Oh, my bad. They scored 2 goals against the Penguins. They lost 10-2. So they've scored 2 goals twice now. Back-to-back games, actually. They're on an offensive hot streak.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, I sent you that TikTok. Did I send you the TikTok with the
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. I can't remember, for the people that did not see the TikTok. It was, I think they were basically saying they were the Oakland Athletics of the NHL.
That is what they were talking about. And their next game is against the Edmonton Oilers, who is another major part of this video. They are struggling. They only have one more win than the Sharks, and the Sharks just got their first. They're 2-8-1, and they, like I said, they play each other next. This is concerning. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, I think I read someone was comparing it to the Stars, but I think I've heard Connor McDavid has an injury.
He doesn't look 100%.
Okay, he doesn't look 100%. That's it. And on a quick Google search, it looks like they are looking to send Jack Campbell to the AHL, which I believe he is a huge contract, if I'm correct.
It's big, and the big problem is that he's not even the worst of the two goalies. Stuart Skinner has a worse save percentage by a significant margin, but 873 for Jack Campbell, horrible. Even worse is Stuart Skinner at 856. Those are both bad, very bad, horrible.
And Skinner was Rookie of the Year, an All-Star, okay, and a Calder finalist, correct?
Yes, he was on the All-Rookie team, and he was second in the Calder. He played poorly in the playoffs, and that's continued into this year. It's been bad. It's been very bad for this team. Their defense still looks bad. It just doesn't look good at all.
I found the contract. It's 5 years. Do you want to guess for how much? Not just in total, 5 years.
In total, how much?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 years. Let's go 25.
You are absolutely correct on that one. $25 million, which is about 5 probably AAV, and that's pretty.
That's pretty big for hockey.
Amount.
That's not small at all, especially for the amount of years. You said it was 5 years.
Yeah,
for
5 years.
5 for 5.
It's less than 500 days after signing Jack Campbell.
Yeah, that's insane.
Dang.
Another disappointing player that has a huge contract extension is Jonathan Huberdeau with the Calgary Flames. I don't know if you saw this, Kevin. You probably didn't. But in the last game against Nashville, he got benched for the third period. and they ended up coming back and winning that game against Nashville. He just has 6 points in 12 games after having the most assists in NHL history for a left winger. So he goes from that high with Florida to now being traded to Calgary and playing rather poorly. The Flames are also very bad this year, 4-7-1, and the player that they're paying the most is one of their worst players.
Yeah, and I believe they also signed Kadri to a big deal after the Avalanche won the Cup. So
Yep.
this is his second year. But yeah, that even calls into more the Kachuk trade, because you want to get Huberdeau, you got something for Kachuk, but then Kachuk struggled in the regular season, but then went on that run in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I believe that Kachuk trade was after they won in 7 against the Stars. I don't know how well they played after.
They lost in the next round to the Edmonton Oilers. So the two Alberta teams met up, and this is when the Flames won their division, right? And then the next year, Edmonton gets second in their division, and then this season, both of them are way out of the playoff race, and the goals against, Edmonton is third worst in the league. They have 47 goals against, only 29 goals for, which is fifth worst in or the sixth worst in the NHL, which is rather shocking when you have two of the best players in the world, not just Connor McDavid, but also Leon Draisaitl.
Yes, that's a really good point. And it seems like with the Jack Campbell signing, goaltender has always been an issue for them, and they've tried to rectify it. And it seemed like last year they may have rectified it, but like we talked about with Skinner, is not work. He was an all-star, all-rookie team, struggling in the playoffs, still struggling now. That's the problem, because it's almost, you have two of the best players in the world, and you just can't figure the other stuff out, which is insane. And this was a team that made it to the Western Conference Finals, but I believe got swept.
Yes, against Vegas. No, against the Avalanche 2 years ago.
Avalanche, yeah.
And I'll ask you, Kevin, for either of these teams, when is time to panic or try to rebuild or do something that is drastic? Because I don't think you can wait too much longer, especially Edmonton, who's 2-8-1. Like, it's time to act.
Yes. So I'll give you two answers for the two teams. Edmonton, I am mortgaging the future, because you have Draisaitl and McDavid. You need to go do something on defense and get a goalie. Do whatever you need. With Calgary, take a step back, and that's where I would go rebuild. I just sink it. They have a new GM. His job is secure. Edmonton, I don't believe, has a new GM. So
they don't. Yeah, they're not a new head coach. Calgary does have a new head coach and GM, as you mentioned. And the problem, though, is that they're paying Huberdeau he's one of the best players in the league, which he was with Florida his last year. When Florida was the best team in the league, had the best offense in the league, and was a very well-respected Stanley Cup contender. And now here, it's just not working out. And I don't think you're going to be able to trade him without taking basically all of the contract on.
Yeah, I don't know if they trade Huberdeau. I'm thinking they trade Kadri, trade other guys, and just see if Huberdeau can help his value. Or someone, like, you'd be willing to trade Huberdeau, but it just depends on what. I think that would be an interesting candidate. But yeah, they'd probably have to eat most of the salary, or. Yeah, that's an intriguing thing. But yeah, I think it's different directions. Edmonton, I would say you get desperate, which they are desperate. They're placing Jack Campbell on waivers after paying him a bunch of money. Less than 500 days, as the article said. So that's, you need to be desperate and go make something happen, because if they fix the goalie, and if you get a good goalie, we've seen what a good goalie on a run can do for a team in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's not even just good. You just need one that's confident and that's capable. That's just average at this point. Like, they're not just getting. It's not that they're just getting bad. They're getting below NHL caliber goaltending. some of the worst goaltending in the league. You don't need to trade or get a guy that is magical. Just get someone. Because if Connor McDavid and Draisaitl can get offense going, you don't need the best goalie in the league in net to win. You just need a NHL average caliber goalie, an average starter, just someone that will make saves and will sometimes obviously have bad games, but will also have some good ones.
Yeah, and then maybe you keep Skinner, see what if he gets out of it. But yeah, go get a starter. Yeah, I think you perfectly summed it up, and I'll let you end this episode out.
Yeah, this is we didn't spend as much time on the Sharks, but it was not that much to talk about. Their team's still horrible. They just got a win against the team that you projected they would get a win against. So thank you guys for listening. Who do the Sharks get their next one against? Is Alberta doomed? Are both teams doomed? Or will they come out of it better? But please catch out our next videos, and thanks again for you guys watching.